War Reporter's Memoir. Saved, A War Reporter's Mission to Make It Home, by Benjamin Hall is a gripping and emotionally charged memoir that tells the story of the author's experience as a war correspondent covering the conflict in Syria. This book is not only a personal account of Hall's time in the country but also a reflection on the nature of modern conflict reporting and the toll it can take on those who pursue it. The book begins with Hall's arrival in Syria in 2012, at the start of the country's civil war. He provides a detailed account of the situation on the ground, including the fighting between government forces and rebel groups, the presence of foreign fighters, and the humanitarian crisis that was unfolding. Hall is immediately struck by the bravery and resilience of the Syrian people, and he is determined to tell their story to the world. Over the course of the next several years, Hall travels throughout Syria, embedding with various rebel groups and documenting their fight against the government. He witnesses the brutality of the conflict firsthand, including the use of chemical weapons and the deliberate targeting of civilians. Despite the danger, Hall remains committed to his mission, driven by the belief that his reporting can make a difference. As the conflict intensifies, Hall faces increasingly perilous situations. He narrowly escapes death on several occasions, including an ambush by government forces and a close call with a suicide bomber. These experiences take a toll on his mental health, and he begins to struggle with anxiety and PTSD. Throughout the book, Hall also reflects on the broader issues of war reporting, including the ethics of journalism in conflict zones and the impact of trauma on reporters. He discusses the challenges of balancing the need to report the truth with the risk of putting oneself and others in danger. He also speaks candidly about the toll that covering war can take on reporters, both physically and mentally. Despite the challenges, Hall remains committed to his work, driven by a sense of duty to the Syrian people. He forms close bonds with his fixers and colleagues, who become like family to him. He also finds solace in the beauty of the Syrian landscape, which he describes in vivid detail throughout the book. As the conflict in Syria drags on, Hall begins to feel increasingly hopeless about the situation. He wonders whether his reporting is making any difference and whether the world is paying attention. Eventually, he decides to leave Syria, but not before one final, harrowing experience that nearly costs him his life. In the final chapters of the book, Hall reflects on his experience in Syria and what he has learned about war, journalism, and the human spirit. He acknowledges the sacrifices that he and his colleagues have made in pursuit of the truth, but also recognizes the limitations of their work. He concludes by expressing hope that one day, the suffering of the Syrian people will end, and that his reporting may have contributed in some small way to that end. Overall, Saved, A War Reporter's Mission to Make It Home, is a powerful and deeply personal account of one man's experience covering the conflict in Syria. Hall's writing is clear and concise, yet also evocative and emotional, painting a vivid picture of the horrors of war and the bravery of those who endure it. This book is a must-read for anyone interested in the nature of modern conflict reporting and the toll it can take on those who pursue it.